Today, Malachi and I are going to share about honourable harvest. And to me, honourable harvest is something that is very important when you're on Indigenous land. And I try and be careful. I try to walk carefully on country, and the concept of honourable harvest is about looking at the landscape and sort of being aware of what is abundant, what is fruiting, and really tuning in and not taking the first of the harvest and not taking the last, sort of leaving that for the animals. So you're harvesting when it's most abundant. I got a few things I want to show you, and probably the first thing is this tree here is Corundurk. It's a native, and the reason I'm starting with this tree is it's native, but it's the only tree of its kind in this whole bush. So I'm not going to be taking anything from this tree, and instead I'm going to be propagating to kind of help this plant thrive a bit more, have some family around it rather than being alone. Now, I'm not a massive fan of harvesting natives, particularly for wood and fibres for weaving. I try and sort of go for the introduced species and plants. But today I am going to harvest some native wattle, and this is a bit of an example of honourable harvest. So we have here a clump of wattle, and trees, here's my friend wattle. Trees need space to grow, so they don't really like to be super close. They like to have their family and their little mycelium networks under the ground, but they don't like to be super clumped in together because it affects their thrivability. But this one here, I'm going to harvest for carving. And what I'd really like to do is to give it a bit of a chance to grow. So I'm not going to cut it off right at the base. It might want to re-sprout shoots upward, which they do sometimes. So I'm going to cut it. I'm also going to get my little friend here. Excuse me, grasshopper. Is it okay if we move you? And is it okay if we take this tree? Is that okay? So we do want to ask permission. It's actually the number one rule of honourable harvest, is asking permission. And my understanding is that's for all things in Indigenous cultures across the world, is asking permission. If you're harvesting, if you're going on to new country, a new place, you go to someone's house and you knock on their door. Oh look, he's doing a little dance, this little grasshopper now. Oh, you got stage fright. That's understandable. Yeah, that's understandable, you got stage fright. You have no idea what's going on right now, do you, you poor innocent creature? You do such a good job at camouflaging. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave this honourable harvest video, and I'm going to get carving.